Hello everybody and welcome to episode 13 of This Old Knit. I am your host Nina, otherwise known as Ine on Ravelry and Pinterest. And I forgot to mention last time, but I do have a blog. It's thisoldknit.blogspot.com. I've been really terrible about blogging probably over the last 5 months or so. It just takes me a lot of time to edit posts and do them the way that I want to do them. So I will get back to it eventually because I do like it kind of as a scrapbooking and keeping track of stuff. But I have to choose my battles. It sounds like Joshua is downstairs at the doorway trying to find me. He's actually awake right now, and usually I try to podcast when he's sleeping. So we'll see if he gets mad or not. And today with me, I do not have a hot beverage. It is very nice outside, and I'm trying to drink some water right now, so I just have my Klean Kanteen. So that's what I'll be drinking out of instead of my usual coffee cup. There's a lot of cottonwood today, so my throat's probably going to be a little more scratchy even than normal. And as you all know, I already have a pretty deep voice for a woman, so it's going to sound even more gravelly. But anyway, I had a good week, but it was very busy. So tons of to-dos, tons of things going on just as we're wrapping up. Our fiscal year end is in the end of June, so the last 2 months are always super busy in accounting and finance because everybody is, wanting to know how things are coming in, how they're doing on their spending, that kind of stuff. So it always keeps me busy, and I'm ready to breathe a sigh of relief by mid-July. And I think anybody out there who works at a company, whatever your fiscal year end is, kind of the last 2 months before it are always super busy. So anyway, that's where we're at right now. So tons and tons and tons of stuff to do. So I did do a lot of knitting. However, it was mostly on my blanket. So that is going to be super boring to show you, but I will show you anyway. I will try to do it with a minimal crinkling because I unfortunately put everything into a plastic bag, stupidly, to bring it upstairs because it makes it easier for me to carry it. But I know that it crinkles the crap out of the onboard mic on my camera, so I apologize if it hurts your ears because I know with the earbuds it can be really loud. So I was trying to finish up my second ball of yarn before I podcasted today, but I keep getting interrupted, so I thought I'll just take the time to do it right now, and then probably go and make dinner. My husband hurt his ankle, so he's kind of less mobile, although one of my good friends loaned us. She has like one of those scooters where you put your one leg that's hurt up on it and then you just push with the other one. So he's been using that around the house, and it's really been helping a lot, so his recovery is a lot faster than I think it otherwise would be if he had to limp around to do stuff. So I put a marker on last time, so I'm using these T-Rex markers, and these are from Such Wonderful Stuff on Etsy, and they also come in a little tin, which I've shown on a previous episode, but I really like those a lot. So I did all along this side. I did a mitered corner. Joshua has a spoon. All along this side, and another mitered corner, and almost all along this side. So I almost had looped all the way around to where I started last time. I just had a little bit of a side mitered corner and one more side to get back to where I was. So it's starting to get to where I actually have to fold it like a blanket, which is super fun, and it's kind of baby blanket sized right now. And it's funny because Joshua was napping last night And I didn't have my sock near me, which is part of the reason that I knit so much on my blanket. And he usually hates to have stuff on him at all. He's not a blanket kind of guy, which is funny because he liked being swaddled when he was first born. He really, really liked to be swaddled, and he's really past that now, so he does not want his feet to be covered. He doesn't like to have blankets on him until he's very much asleep. So he was sleeping on my lap, and the only thing I had close to me was my blanket to knit. So I kind of draped it on him a little bit so that it wouldn't be, you know, rubbing on him and stuff and tickling him with like the ends and things. And he snuggled into it. He liked it. So apparently he's a luxurious baby, and he only likes alpaca and wool against his skin. That's my theory anyway, and I'm sticking to it. So yeah, I feel good about where that's going. This is how much I have left of my second ball. And yeah, I'm getting quite a lot out of each ball. Because since it's just a strip that I'm doing, I don't know that I'm seeing yet that I'm using progressively more yarn with each iteration, because it's just a strip going around the outside edge. So we'll see how much they start doing once it gets really big. But for right now, that's where that's at. And then rip off the Band-Aid, as Mayna says. I forgot to bring the pattern up for this that I was wanting to knit with it. But I did not really work on my socks that much, so I'll show them in a minute. But I wanted to share, if you guys have ever had the experience where you just see a pattern and it is so perfect for a yarn that you have that you absolutely just must buy it at that moment and you must cast on. I sort of had that experience last week, I think it was, or this week, during this week. The new Hannah Machuska, I think is her name, pattern, Petrichor. I love it. It's like a long cardigan. It's lace kind of all over except for the sleeves, and it's got longer sleeves, and it's just a very basic top down long cardigan. And that is really my style in the wintertime, especially for like on the weekends, wearing with jeans and then like a tank top or a t-shirt underneath. That is usually how I dress, or I will wear like yoga pants with a long sweater and a tank top. So when I saw it, I was super, super excited. And the yarn that I wanted to use is this. So this is yarn that I got for my husband's and my 7-year anniversary, which the traditional gift is wool. So I called it our wool-iversary, and I said it was our best anniversary because I could justify buying myself lots of yarn. So I got a sweater's quantity of Madeline Tosh Vintage in the Baltic colorway, and that's what this is. So it's a very deep sea blue, and I love it. It's probably my favorite color next to Cousteau, but I ordered blue instead because I have a lot of green stuff and I don't have a ton of blue stuff. So I started to make a gauge swatch, but I needed the needles for something. So I took them out. So yeah, I think that I might cast that on next, even though it's the middle of summer and it's ridiculous to be knitting a winter cardigan, or Pure Genius, because it will be ready for fall. I'm going with Pure Genius, and I'm very excited about this knit. I think it's going to be really beautiful. It looks fairly easy. I have just enough yarn. I might need to buy another skein. I don't know yet. So I think my size, which I was going to make a 38, it called for having a lot of positive ease, but I actually don't like to wear my sweaters with a lot of positive ease. I like them more kind of zero ease territory, and I go with my upper bust measurement, which is 38. So so I'm going to make the 38, and then if I need to, I can increase to the stitch count that would be for my bust, and then decrease back down to the 38 stitch count. That's what I did on my adult spring garden tee, and it fits me really well. So yeah, I think the size 38 calls for like 1430, and I have 1400 yards. I know sometimes they leave some extra slush in there just because the skeins have such and such yardage, but they didn't actually use a whole skein. So I don't know for hers if she did that just based on the yarn she used, or if that's actually true, like complete measurements. So I might send a message to her and see if she can respond, or see if anybody's mentioned it on the projects for the pattern. There aren't that many yet because it's a brand new pattern, so it's basically just the test knitters, but maybe I can contact one of the test knitters if they made that size, and see if they have any advice for me, if mine will be enough or if I'll need extra. I have a feeling I'm going to need one more skein because it's a hand painted yarn. I'm going to alternate skeins definitely. So I feel like that makes it take a little bit more yarn than it normally would, because you're doing every 2 rows a different skein. So yeah, but I'm really happy. I think that's a garment that will get a lot of wear. I've been back and forth with tons of different ideas for this yarn, but everything was kind of like, I saw a lot of pullovers that I liked or thought would be good in it, and pullovers, I feel like you can't wear them as much because it's very obvious that that is the same pullover that you wore 2 days ago or whatever. But having a cardigan that you just kind of throw over stuff, you can get away with wearing it more often, I think. And I often will have one sitting on the back of my chair at work that I just pull on when I'm cold. So it could be a good one for that as well. So I'm very excited about that. Hopefully we'll have that cast on next time. But I do want to try to finish a pair of socks before I cast it on. But we'll see. I was reading in the Itty Bitty Knits group, Mel, Woman in a Shoe, was talking on there was a whips work down kind of thread, and she said that she feels like when she commits that she must knit on something, she probably gets 50% less knitting done, and that's definitely true for me as well. I don't feel motivated to knit on something if I force myself to knit on just that thing. I will like slow way down. So I've just sort of accepted I'm gonna have a crap ton of knits or whips, and that's okay. I don't mind that at all. So that is that. And then I'm digging around in my bag a little bit, sorry. I don't think I have my socks with me. Shoot. I don't. Basically, I got down to the heel flap. I am most of the way through the heel flap. It calls for doing 16 slip stitches on the sides, so 32 total rows. I'm going to do 18 because I just like my heel flap to be a little bit longer. So I should be turning the heel today, maybe tonight. Just depends on how things go after dinner, and if I have to do a lot of helping with Josh and the kids, or if I have a little bit of time to sit down and knit, because sometimes I do, like, we have dinner a little bit later so that the baby is asleep usually, and then Megan will have something kind of on her own a little bit earlier, obviously, but that allows both my husband and I to have hot food, which is nice. So yeah, we usually wait till a little bit later, or we might have just a late lunch, early dinner, and then maybe I'll get some time to knit after that. So we'll see. I hear Megan tweeting outside. She's so funny. My yarn came that I was talking about. So last time I talked about that I had ordered some yarn from the Wool Silk Lace website. It's not a website, it's Etsy shop, sorry. And it came. So she is a Russian yarn dyer, and it took about a month for this to come. So there's, just kind of put paper around it, which is fine. So it is 75% superwash merino. This one is 20% nylon, 5% stellina. It is called Night Fireworks, which is a very appropriate name. So here it is. It's really pretty. It is navy blue with kind of a multicolored stripe, so it's self-striping yarn, but it stripes the solid navy, which has the stellina in it, and then the stripe in between is actually multicolored, so it looks like fireworks in the night sky, and it's very beautiful. I'm really happy with it. And she said she kind of uses a base that's really similar to opal. It does feel like it's very tightly spun. So I'm hoping that they will be very durable socks as well as being pretty, because I like my socks to last. So that's that one. And the other one I got is called Kaleidoscope, and it is a 75-25. 75% superwash merino, 25% polyamide, 420 meters, colorway Kaleidoscope. And kind of the same deal, it is white or a cream colored stripe, and then the stripe that's in between each is multicolored. And I thought those were so cool. I hadn't seen anything like that before. I think Mustache Yarns, Stacy of Mustache Yarns, did a special kit a while back with Little Skein and the Big Wool, where she did that kind of a thing. It was variegated in between and solid otherwise, but I can't catch an update of her yarn. Her yarn is in such high demand, and I don't camp shop updates usually. I've done two kind of camping updates. One was the No Makers Mini Skein Club, and I did get into that. Basically, I bought it like as soon as it went up, so I was really happy that I got into that for this year, because last year I watched it and I liked all of the stuff that she sent out. So this year it's the Rando Mini Skein Club, so she sends you just a random set of minis, and it's a surprise, and usually there's like some kind of little treat in there, and it has a theme. She does a really great job. She does have a waiting list for if people don't buy their club spots. So if you're interested, you can go to the No Makers website and sign up to be on the waiting list. And basically what Amanda does is that she sends out an invoice to all the people that have signed up for the Rando Mini Skein Club this year, and it's basically a custom listing. So you click on it, you go to the custom listing, and you purchase it. If you don't purchase your custom listing within 72 hours, then it's up for grabs, and she starts picking people and goes down the list in the waiting list, and she notifies those people by email, and if they go and purchase the listing, then it's theirs. If they don't, then it goes to the next person. So she does that until all of the spots have been taken, and then she sends everything out. So we're in the second shipment now. I paid for mine. I'm just waiting for it to get shipped, but it hasn't been shipped yet. So I'm very excited to see what it's going to be, though. It should be cool. I like having yarny surprises. It's fun. For my husband's socks, I maybe knit like 2 rows since last time I showed it to you, so you can see a little bit of blue now. Ooh, so exciting. Not exciting. like I said, I've been knitting mostly on my blanket because nothing else was close to me to knit, and this week at work was really, really busy. Usually what I do is I knit while I'm pumping when I go to the mother's room, and I actually haven't been able to go to the mother's room very often, so I was trying to do it twice a day. I'm down to maybe doing it once a day, and I have to really try to fit it in at lunchtime. And then obviously I'm furiously trying to eat, so I'm pumping, I'm eating, and probably still checking work emails during that time for 20 minutes that I get of breathing time. It's crazy. It is totally crazy. But I really hope that I don't have to give up breastfeeding. Even when I stopped pumping with Megwin, I still was able to breastfeed for a while. So we did baby-led weaning basically with her, and it's more like the child is kind of weaning themselves, and you introduce solids, but they do all their own feeding. So I don't feed my kids with a spoon. They learn how to feed themselves with a spoon, or you give them kind of larger chunks of fruits and stuff, obviously things that they can handle based on how many teeth they have and whether they have teeth at all. So at this point he has 4 on the top and 4 on the bottom, and he basically can eat almost everything. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. But for right now I'm just kind of down to 1 time a day, so I don't get as much knitting time at work, with the point of that whole divergence from what I was talking about. Because I used to get maybe 2 times a day of 20 minutes to knit, which if I'm not being interrupted, that's actually quite a lot of time. I can get a good inch or 2 of a sock done in that much time. I'm pretty quick at knitting. So anyway, it's fine. And the bag that this is in, I've actually had for a really long time. It's one of the first project pouches I ever got. It's a Go Knit pouch from noknits.com. And it's made out of ripstop nylon. So I've punctured this a few times with knitting needles, and the hole basically can close back up if you kind of pull one way and then pull the other way. It doesn't rip any further, so it's great. And it has a nice little snappy loop, so you can snap it onto your purse or onto a belt loop or something like that if you want to sit somewhere and knit and don't want it to go anywhere. And then inside it also has another loop if you want to feed your yarn through. You can put it in there and snap it up. When I was watching my podcast from last week to do the show notes, I realized that when I was talking about my cross stitch, I kept calling everything yarn. It's not yarn, it's floss. I know this. I don't know what I was thinking, but anyway, get with the lingo, Nina, right? Yeah. What else? I got a package. So I, on the Yarngasm podcast group, Kristen had started a thread for people who wanted to just do swaps with each other, mini skein swaps with each other, and it's still open as far as I know, because it's just kind of an ongoing thing. Like, you find your own partner and then you two work it out what you're gonna do. And so I paired myself up with Suzanne, who is, I think it's Soesan, S-O-E-S-A-N, on Ravelry, and she is in the Netherlands. And I had never got a package from the Netherlands nor sent one before, so I thought that would be fun. And she agreed to swap with me, which was great. So I just sent her package out today. So Suzanne, it's on its way. And I hope you like all the goodies that I put in there for you. I put just a couple things because I wanted to keep it pretty small, but there's some very nice minis in there. There is some tea and another little treat for you. So she asked me if I would like to have some kind of traditional sweets, and I said, oh, absolutely, that sounds fun. So she sent me these cinnamon pillows, is what they're called. Old Dutch cinnamon pillows. I'm excited to try them, but I did not try them because I wanted to share it with you first. I'm trying very hard not to crinkle. That's why I'm holding it ever so delicately, because it's that very stiff plastic that super, super crinkles when you open it. And then she sent me the minis in this super cute Ziploc bag. I love that. I'm going to save it and use it for something else. And the minis are beautiful. And I just realized I forgot to put my card in with my package. So I will PM you, Suzanne, and tell you what all the minis that I included in your set were. But yeah, I think they're all nice ones. Excuse me. Okay. Stupid cottonwood. So she sent me this one, which is hand dyed, and it's called Tangled by Rapunzel. It's a 75-25 wool nylon, very pretty colors. She sent me this one, which is Artisano Alpaca Silk in the Cyclamen colorway, and I actually used to have cyclamens for a while as a houseplant, and this is definitely their color. So that's neat. I'm dropping minis. Sorry, everybody. Terrible podcasting. Terrible, terrible, terrible. There's this one, which is like greens and grays. It's very pretty. That one is Manos del Uruguay, Alegría. She didn't put the colorway on there, but they may not have colorways for the Alegría line. I don't know. It's 75-25 merino nylon. This one is, she just has it marked as hand dyed, and the colorway is Kingfisher. It is a 75 merino, 15 nylon, 5 stellina. That doesn't add up. It's another 5% of something. This is Lana Grossa Melon Bite, which is actually the first sock yarn I ever knit with. That's so funny. In Mahiko 2. It's a 75-25 wool nylon. Not super wash, which is just fine. And this one. I love this one. Because yellow is my favorite color. And this is called Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Yarn, which is so funny because I own that movie, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. It's a really good movie. It's got Kate Winslet and Jim Carrey in it. Yeah, it's very good. If you haven't seen it, you definitely should. It basically is kind of dealing with a person who has a really, really bad breakup, and they're kind of going through the arc of how terrible that all is, and they just want to forget. Jim Carrey's character just wants to forget it, so he actually goes to get this procedure to forget about it, and it's all about that part of what makes us us is kind of the loss and pain that we have, and that even going through something terrible, you really don't want to lose the good memories that come from all of that time that you spent. So it's a very profound movie, and it's a very good movie, so I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. But I love this yarn. It's beautiful and sunny and pretty, and it's my favorite one. So thank you so much, Suzanne. I really enjoyed that. And she also gave me some teas, but I didn't bring them up here, so just a couple different kinds of tea. And did I bring anything else up here? Oh, yep, I did. So today we went to the craft store. because I was getting some stuff for a Calm Down bottle for my Gwen for her timeouts. It's like you have a bottle, basically. It can be glass or plastic. I picked plastic because I didn't want her to have a glass bottle when she's upset. And you put in glitter glue, hot water, and also some glitter. Well, I just bought glitter glue, not realizing that I needed to have regular glitter as well, so we went back to get regular glitter. And of course I had a 20% off coupon and a bunch of stuff was on sale, so we bought some other things. So these are a couple of colors of Patons Kroy socks that I did not have. This one is flax. It's just a good basic kind of grayish brown color. I got 2 balls of that. It was on sale for 20% off and I had a 20% off coupon, so they almost never put Patons Kroy on sale. So if you're in the US, all this weekend, check out Joann's. And then the other one I got is this one, and it's just called Gray Marl. So it's just gray and cream color marled together. Some nice barber pulling, again, Patons Kroy socks. And this one I'm going to make some socks for my husband out of, because this would be really nice. This one I don't know yet. I might do a sweater for Joshua. This plus another for stripes, because I want to make him a little striped sweater for the fall. And this would be really nice with like a brighter stripe of something. So that is the 2 yarns I got. And then I got these fun stickers, which I think are hilarious because they're called Crochet Critters Sticker Book. But if you look at the owls, they're very clearly knitted stitches. Come on. It's so funny. Kristen, you're going to be super jealous of me right now. Oh, knitted unicorns. What? What? They're unicorns with knitted manes. These are so ridiculous. They're so over the top. It's awesome. I love them. So if you get a package from me in the future, everyone, you're probably going to get some fun stickers on it. Megan really likes them too. And she loves helping me decorate when I send out cards or packages. So she will have a lot of fun with these stickers. So that is basically what I got. And I brought up my work basket so I could show you guys that. This is typically down under my desk, downstairs. And I call it my aspirational basket because I tend to put things in it. Like I bring stuff down with very grand plans of, I need to go get that yarn because I have the perfect plan for it. And then, yeah, I do that with like 5 or 10 things. And there's no possible way that I'm going to knit that many things. But, hey, it's my aspirational basket. Whatever. In my pretend knitting, I knit that fast. So here it is. I think these are actually pretty common. I apologize for all the scraps on the bottom of it. So I got this in San Francisco when we lived in the Bay Area in California. There's like a market on one of the wharfs. It's not Fisherman's Wharf. There's a pier that's much closer to Soma, which is the south of Market District, and that's where I worked when I worked there. So we would regularly like walk over to Crocker Galleria for the farmers market, and then we walked down to this one pier. I wish I could remember which pier number it is, but they've got a lot of different like shops and stuff like that. So one of those shops, they had these baskets, and I think right before I left, I think it was when my mom was visiting. So she was visiting when my husband and I were getting married, and we did a lot of kind of traveling and sightseeing. And one of the things we got is we both got these baskets. So my mom has one too, but I think hers is more blues and greens, and mine is more reds and navy blues and oranges. So yeah, it holds a ton of stuff, as you can see. I don't want to crinkle. because I have my bowling vine in there. My beautiful, beautiful Jilted Rose in the Strassa base. Oh, it will be something. It will be something. And it will be beautiful and glorious when it becomes what it's going to become. I love that yarn so much. So, so pretty. But anyway, I think I got everything crinkly out of it now. So there are probably 40 balls of yarn in this deal. I'll just tip it up a little bit so you can see. There are tons and tons of balls of yarn in there. So if you see these baskets, they're really great for work baskets. One of Joshua's favorite things to do is he crawls over to this and he starts pulling the balls of yarn out and throwing them behind him, or he'll unravel them a little bit or take the ball bands off. It's great fun for him. Great fun for him. But that's okay. There's nothing that can't be rewound, and I love that he has a good time and he is exploring stuff and he's getting to have a love of yarn, which, hey, we all need to cultivate that, right? So, yeah. I don't have a whole ton of stuff to say for this week. I've kind of caught up on podcasts, so I watched the new Yarnder Woman episode. I have been watching more A Wee Bit Knitty. I think I'm up to episode 14. Okay, I don't know what happened there, but my camera just randomly shut off in the middle of a sentence, so I think I was just talking about the work basket that I have, that I use. They're very nice, and I think you can find them a lot of places. A lot of yarn shops carry them. So in the meantime, several hours have passed. It's getting dark outside, so I'm going to try and wrap it up. I was wrapping up anyway. But I wanted to show you that I took all of the yarn out of that work basket, and this is what was in there. So this is from our waterproof mattress pad for our king-size bed. So that's how much yarn fits into one of those things. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, I put some back in it, but definitely my more current projects, now I can actually put my blanket in there. So it'll be a better work basket. And since I had to leave anyway, I went ahead and got my socks so I can really quickly show you the progress on them. So here is the leg completely done. Doesn't look that long, but it is long enough for me. And then I've got my heel flap. So oddly, it actually might work out okay as far as where the heel flap is gonna go to. It's gonna be slightly off on the striping sequence. I don't really care that much about that. I don't like short row heels, so kind of have to accept that I'm going to have broken stripe sequences, which is fine. It's a little bit weird with the rainbow because the rainbow is kind of more something that we're used to seeing in a certain order versus having stripes that are just random colors. But yeah, I'll see once I do the kind of back and forth, the heel turn part, and get to the gusset, like how close I am to green, because I would have to get through the rest of the red and an orange stripe, and then if I can get back to green, it'll actually look pretty good. So I may or may not be able to do that. We'll see. It won't be far off if I don't quite get there. Yeah, so anyway, I made a sun catcher with Megwin, which was crazy. Those grains of plastic stuff that you melt or whatever it is are really, really tiny, and I did not have tweezers, so I did them all with my fingernails with pincer grip. And I was doing that, moving tiny little grains of these different colored plastics to different pieces of this T-Rex sun catcher, while I had Joshua pulling on my shirt, trying to pull my pants off of me, and I still managed to do it. So these hands have been well trained by knitting. Anyway, everybody have a wonderful weekend. If you're in the US with me, have a lovely extended weekend because of Memorial Day, and I will see everybody next week, hopefully with a newly cast on cardigan and maybe with a finished pair of socks. Fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna go brew up some coffee now and see if I can outlast the children so I can get a few precious hours of free knitting time, and then I will meet up with Mom tomorrow. And oh yeah, I had mentioned before that we're almost up to 200 subscribers in the YouTube group, where I think we're 4 away. So when we hit 200, I will set up another giveaway in the Ravelry group, so watch out for that. I'll leave it open for 2 weeks. I think I'm just going to do another pattern giveaway for right now, because that seems to work really well for everybody, despite wherever they might be in the world. Then I don't have to worry about shipping, they don't have to worry about not getting it, and yeah, so I'll gift a Ravelry download of $10 US or less, and I will open up the thread and probably just have another random prompt. I'll think of something. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. All right, bye.